Right, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. If I could have your attention. First and foremost, a warm welcome to everyone here in the Kevin Bird Suite for the launch of Mansfield Town's Youth Academy. The first thing I want to do is to thank personally from the club, on behalf of the club, Barry Coleman for his kind sponsorship of the Youth Academy this year. We're certainly getting a fantastic buy-in from our sponsors, and Barry's been a regular sponsor of Stag, so on behalf of the club, Barry, thank you very much for your generous sponsorship. I want to introduce the table tonight to start with. Firstly, at the far end is Mark Link, who's involved with the Academy. We've got Kev Hornsby, Tom Naylor, Mark Hemingway, Richie Barker, of course we all know, Steve Hymas and Mark Hawkins. And they're going to be making a few contributions tonight to explain why the Academy has been bore fruit and introduced. There's a couple of names on there who sadly can't be here tonight, Liam Lawrence and Alex Baptiste. But we've got some footage of them playing a bit of football, and they came through our youth system in the past, and they became jewels at this club. We've gone on to play Premier League football, and in Liam's case, international football. So that's the reason why we've relaunched our youth academy. So we're just going to show a bit of footage of Liam and Alex playing for the Stags. Just bear with us.
Mansfield who led 1-0 at half-time. Liam Lawrence on his first start for the Stags. The game though would turn on the arrival of Colin outside.
Leighton Orange had put together an 8-game and beaten run before the fixture at 2-0, and with just 12 minutes from holding out for a draw, and Liam Lawrence eventually put Mansfield ahead.
The league gave permission for this fixture to be staged after the rest had been completed, and all proceeds went to Mike North's widow, Teresa. The opening goal went to Mansfield's Liam Lawrence. Mansfield haven't won at Meadow Lane since September of 1958. How they would have loved Liam Lawrence's deflected goal to be the only one of the game.
And we've got Chester the Field Marsh on there, if everybody knows that. He used to be son of the stag. He was Chester the Field Marsh at Chesterfield. Just look up and see all the fans are going crazy. I can't explain how I feel. That's the most people up there in the scene. That might determine if we go especially out or go down.
But Liam Lawrence's fine free kick gave Mansfield hope of picking a point.
Liam Lawrence with the pick of the goals from a death free kick. To the top six. Scott Ball faced Jordan this weekend, just outside the bottom six.
Liam Lawrence took just 14 minutes to give Mansfield the lead. This is 12th of the season.
In the FA Cup second round replays, Liam Lawrence was a hat-trick hero for third division Mansfield as they knocked out second division Wycombe. At 2-2, it was heading to extra time, but a last-minute penalty won it at Field Mill. As Lawrence's 14th goal of the season. The Abbey Stadium.
To the outside where he finds Christie, left-footed. Lawrence. So Morris is right. Morris may go for goal instead. He does go. He's the man, all right.
And these are the things we're missing at Field Mill Street. These are the lads coming through.
Perfect technique. Fabulous shooting power, and it's young Bill Mansfield. Alex Neal's corner found Alex John Baptiste, who restored clarity with his first goal of the campaign. And it was a crucial goal for Mansfield because it means they occupied the final playoff position.
Last season, we swapped with Alex.
Now you know what I mean.
Pat himself was so pleased to be back in the Soccer-AM bosom that he scored his first league goal for the club. We actually now do own a real Alex John the Baptist shirt because yesterday the official Mansfield Supporters Club sent us one. There it is. Thank you very much. Lovely letter to say it is official from the Stack Supporters Association. Thanks very much, guys.
But just 3 minutes later, Alex John Baptiste blasted an equaliser from fully 30 yards. Temporary manager.
Right, can we have a look at that Mansfield goal again? Because I think it was scored by none other than the Mansfield captain, Soccer-AM's very own John the Baptist.
Instead, Mansfield kept things interesting with a header of their own. Alex Baptiste on the end of Simon Brown's cross.
So you might like to know that for a third season running, we're proud to be sponsoring Mansfield's Alex John the Baptist. There he is, and he's clearly benefiting from our support because over the summer he's had his first call up for the England under-20. And quite a few people are tipping him for big things, and he scored his first goal of the season last Friday. We've got it in it.
are confident in Baps this season by sponsoring both his home and away shirts. It's cost us 250 quid, but for that we get our names in the programme, we get 2 tickets to a game of our choice. We really enjoyed those over the last couple of years. I can use them this year.
Yeah.
We get a souvenir photo. Where's that?
Don't know.
Shirt as well, which we've asked for in advance because they always forget to send it to us. Here it is. There's proper footballer's signature, that.
Yeah.
Good, that. Not good.
Torquay have 5 points from safety, and this heavy defeat hasn't helped their goal difference. Alex Baptiste teased the goal's defence.
These couple of good wins, Billy Dean's done well.
2-1 wins, and it's amazing what the promise of a Caribbean holiday will great incentive there is. That's what had been promised by the chairman.
Mansfield lead Alex Baptiste's third goal of the campaign. This was Billy Dean and missed it. He was away scouting players for next season. Very fans struggling.
Mansfield also finished the season with a point away from home. Alex John Baptiste put the stacks ahead of Berry. A miss made more significant when Richie Barker's brilliant overhead kick secured a point for Mansfield.
There we go, Richie, get in there.
Barker's played most of his career at a higher level than this, and it showed. For Rochdale, it's only 1 win in 7 now.
There were more than 10,000 fans in Notts County for this local derby against Mansfield, who came away with the victory thanks to Richie Barker. Barker was set up by Adam Rundle as Mansfield notched their first win at Meadow Lane since 1958. The local pride belongs to the Stags, who've now done a double over their arch rivals this season. Down the line for Asamoah. Rundle takes over. Chance to cross. City's cross. That cross might have been standing on the line for this one. Wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. What a finish.
Nottinghamshire derby that lived up to expectations, with Mansfield going in front against the leaders through Richard Barker. Under Richie.
Early in the second half, former Rotherham striker Richie Barker running for Stags with a late double. His first with 15 minutes left to play. But then came Barker's winner deep into stoppage time after he got the better of Rotherham keeper Gary Montgomery. A classic FA Cup tie.
Rotherham then went ahead 3-2. Richie Barker there, playing against his old club, of course, Rotherham, made it 3-all. And would you believe it, in the 90th minute against his old club, no wonder he celebrated in the minute, he got another one. Yeah, so he's there, tops.
Everywhere, this little defence reasonably well, up in the air again.
Tom were wondering when his goals were coming, and that's the only one.
One on many.
He'll do it.
For a penalty, I think the loudest shouts came from me.
Here's danger. Darlington's ball over top. Naylor has got some real defending to do here. And he does it. Excellent defending. Mansfield boy serves his community really well. His players there, he served fellow players. Fantastic chance.
There's a little bit of frustration creeping into the game.
Maybe a little bit of fatigue as well.
Inspirational play from any player out there at the moment. Rates himself into the headlines tomorrow.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to look at those four players. One of the players is sat next to me right now, Richie Barker, of course. Richie, if you want to grab the other mic, we'll just have a few words, if that's okay. Well, first things first, mate. Thanks very much for attending tonight. It's great to see you back here at Field Mill. So, how are you enjoying your new role as manager of Bury?
Yeah, I'm loving it, to be honest. It's something that I always wanted to do. I think I made it no secret while I was here playing that it was always something that I've been working towards. I actually genuinely believed my first job would be here, so unfortunately it wasn't. It's happened to be somewhere else. But really enjoying it, and if I'm honest, it takes over your life, and it has taken over my life, much to the disgust of my children and my wife. But really enjoying it, and I just think, you know, if I'm going to have a go at it, then have a right good crack at it. So I've worked hard, probably had 2 days off in the last 3 months or something. So, but yeah, it's enjoyable. Apart from the players are. I wasn't playing myself 2 years ago, and I realise how much of a pain in the neck I was.
Obviously, it's the time of year for signings, and you just spoke to me about the fact that you've got a signing imminent, and you might need to get away to try and sort of secure that deal. I can remember when Stag signed you, and my first impression was, what a signing that is for Mansfield Town, and I think that was the feeling of all Stags fans at the time. I think one of the reasons for that was that you soon became a fan's favourite was because you were such a genuine player. You gave everything every time you put a Stag shirt on. I think that's something that, you know, we can reflect on. You know, is that something that you always prided yourself on?
Yeah, I think when I retired, obviously through injury 2 years ago, people said to me, how do you think, or how would you like to be remembered, or how do you think people will remember you for the, I don't know, whatever it is, 87 clubs I played for or whatever. But I'd like to think that people remembered me for somebody who was genuinely worked hard and just gave everything every time that I went out there. You know, scoring goals is the easy bit. I wouldn't want to be remembered for somebody who scored goals, because I know a lot of people who could score goals but didn't really do a lot else. But I genuinely believe that out of the, whatever it was, 500 games I played in, I gave my all in every game and every time that I ever played. And I was never anybody's favourite in terms of, you know, I was never going to do 3 step overs and bend it in the top corner. but that's not what I was there for. I was there to do my job and realise what my job was. And as somebody once said in the newspaper when I played for Rotherham, we had 11. If you've got somebody who needs to play the piano, you need somebody to carry it. And I think that's what they were trying to infer to me when I was at Rotherham, because basically we had 10 good players plus me who were just running around a lot. So, but hopefully people appreciated that.
Now we saw on the footage there, my favourite memory of your time at Field Mill was that winner at Notts, which was our first win at Meadow Lane for, I think it was about 50 years at the time. Have you got any vivid memories of that goal and what it meant to the Stags fans, the massed ranks of Stags fans in the away end?
I do, and I have a couple of memories of it. The first one obviously is the 4,000 people that were stood behind the goal. It was the first time I'd played in a derby. In this sort of area anyway. I'd obviously played in the Sheffield and in the Yorkshire derbies, but to see 4,000 fans travel, half an hour down the road was brilliant. And it was obviously to score the goal and the winning goal that meant the first win for 50 years. But the sort of most important thing for me was that I don't think anybody sort of knew at the time. My little boy was taken into hospital. He was about 6 weeks old at the time, and we left hospital at 4 o'clock in the morning on the Saturday morning. And I pretty much got about 2.5 hours sleep. Came here to have pre-match and actually fell asleep on a chair over there about 3 hours before kick-off. And I was that tired during the game, my eyes started closing while I was playing. So for me, it was it was a big thing. For obviously my little boy came out of hospital that particular day as well. So and then the next goal was the Swansea one, which was 3 days later. That I scored the winner twice in 4 days, which was important for me at the time because I was trying to obviously endear myself to the fans.
I think that epitomises the spirit of this guy in a nutshell, that particular story. Now then, I want to clear up something about when you left here at Field Mill, because you were sold to Hartlepool for, I think it was £90,000 at the time.
I found out the other day actually, it was quite a bit more than that.
That doesn't surprise me.
Now Peter Shirtliff as my assistant manager, who was the person who actually accepted the offer. He's now my assistant manager, and I inquired about it the other day and he said it was a bit more than you think, I think.
Well, yeah, I don't think that's got any surprises out there for the Stags fans out there. At the time, we were desperate, in a desperate situation. We knew that the team was going downhill because of the shenanigans going on behind the scenes. You really didn't want to leave Mansfield Town, did you?
I didn't know. I'd signed a new contract in the August, a 3-year contract. I was 30 or something at the time, and I pretty much said to the football club and to everybody that was there that I never wanted to play for anybody else again. And as far as I was concerned, I was looking to finish my career here, and then hopefully after my career stay here in some capacity. I was sat one day, we'd had a day off, and I was having a bite to eat with my missus or something, and I had a phone call from Peter Shirtliff just saying he sat down. So I said, yeah, why, what's the matter? He said, you need to be in Hartlepool for 10 o'clock in the morning. The chairman's accepted an offer. And I said, well, I don't want to go. And he said, well, I don't want you to go, but we haven't really got any choice. Anyway, that was in the October. I drove up and spoke to Hartlepool, dragged my heels as much as I can, came back, and it didn't sort of go through for quite a while because I dragged my heels and started asking for things I knew I wasn't going to get. And it went on and on and on. And as far as I knew, it had sort of died a death a little bit. And then it was Christmas Eve, about 10 o'clock at night, and I was putting my kids, we bought the kids a trampoline for Christmas, and I was obviously pretending to be Father Christmas on Christmas Eve and putting the trampoline up for the big surprise. I got a text at 10 o'clock on Christmas Eve from my agent saying the deal's gone through, you've gone, that's you done. So we played Boxing Day, I think it was Darlington. Paul Holland had just taken over, Peter Shirtliff had just got the sack. Paul Holland, I scored after 5 minutes at Darlington, and I'd also heard Darlington had come in as well, but I pretty much made it clear I didn't want to go there either. And so that turned out to be my last goal. I found out 2 days before, which was before New Year's Eve, that we were playing Hartlepool, funnily enough, here, and I was told that if I was in the Mansfield team, the deal would fall through. So I said, right, I'm happy to play, I don't want to go anywhere. So I turned up to the game at 1:30 like we always do, and I assumed that I wouldn't be in the team because I'd been told I'd been sold. The manager read the team out at 2 o'clock and I was in it. So for me, I played the game, unfortunately got beat, but I assumed that was it, I was done, I was staying. And then after the game I was told I needed to be in Hartlepool at 9 o'clock the next morning for a medical, that was it, they didn't see me anymore. And I'd said this to numerous people that you know, after a while you get the impression you're not wanted anymore. And I was a bit upset for a while because people felt that I'd left for the money. It was nothing to do with the money. I didn't move house. I carried on living in Rotherham. I travelled there every day. Didn't want to take my kids out of school, so it certainly was not instigated by me. And it was something that when I rang my agent to tell him that we'd had a deal, he didn't even know what I was talking about. He didn't even know which club, so it certainly wasn't instigated by me.
Right, well, I think that clears that up, and I think there were lots of rumours circulating at the time, and I think Richie's cleared all those rumours up once and for all. One thing I would say is that one of the great things about setting up the academy right now is that if we do find a jewel, if we do find another Alex Jean-Baptiste or a Liam Lawrence or indeed a Richie Barker, and that player moves on, as they will, because that's the way the world works, then the one thing that we have got now is that we know that finance, should it come our way, will go to the betterment of Mansfield Town, and that's something that we can look forward to in the future, so that's a healthy thing. I'm not certain the money that we received for Richie was in the same ilk, but that's another matter. Rich, just a couple more questions. What's your best memory of your time at Mansfield Town?
I think probably the biggest thing for me was leading the team out in front of 45,000 people at St James's Park, walking alongside Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer was my hero. I saw him play when I was about 17 years of age at Hillsborough, and for me he was as good a centre forward as there was in the world at the time, which hopefully he went on to prove. So I tried to watch him and learn from him and take everything I could from him. So for me to stand in the tunnel at St James's Park, both wearing the number 9 shirt, both with captain's armbands, and to walk out alongside him, and obviously have 45,000. And to be honest, yes, we got beat, but I can't think of a better way to get him beat. Alan Shearer scoring his 200th goal for Newcastle to break the club record in front of that famous end at Newcastle. So for me, it's unfortunate that my biggest memory was a defeat, but you know, to play in front of 45,000 people against your hero is probably as good as it gets. And I've still got the team sheet framed on my wall. I'm allowed one piece of sporting memorabilia, unfortunately, in my house, and my missus just won't have it. But we've got it's a picture of me and Alan Shearer with the team sheet with both of us as number 9 captain alongside it, and it's the only one thing, and it's probably the most important thing I've got.
It really was a fantastic day. I know there'll be lots of people in this room who travelled up to Newcastle that day. And it was a really great day. And Stags gave a fantastic account of themselves that day.
Yeah, we did. We gave it a real good go, to be honest. And after the game, quite a few of the Newcastle players came and knocked on the dressing room door, stuck their head round the door and went, hey, listen, carry on playing like that and you'll not go far wrong. So, and a couple of the coaching staff as well. And we really did. And to be honest, the only difference on the day was probably the best striker that England have had for the last 30 years, so we certainly didn't disgrace ourselves.
Have you got any really bad memories of your time here?
Yeah, the last time that I walked out the door with my boots in the hand, knowing that I wasn't going to come back, it was probably the hardest thing that I ever had to do. I've had to make some pretty difficult decisions throughout my career, but I felt that was a decision that I couldn't do anything about, and so for me, having to walk out for the last time was probably the worst part of this.
Richie, on behalf of everyone in this room tonight, and on behalf of Mansfield Town Football Club, we'd like to wish you all the best in your role at Bury and your future career as a manager. You never know, one day it might be here, who knows. But for the meantime, all the best at Bury, and thanks very much for joining us on this launch tonight.
No worries, thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on. I'm going to ask Steve Hymas, whose project this has been, to just give us a reason why this academy has been launched and how we're going to take it forward. Thank you, Steve.
Well, how do you follow that, really? You know, it's quite obvious what we've been missing at this club, and it's players such as Richie, Bapper, you know, Liam Lawrence. They're the sort of ones to get back. And a few of them come through the youth ranks. So at the end of the day, we'd be silly not to. I found a way of financing it, you know, before it closed down through financial reasons, because we dropped out of the Football League. But I've found a way to finance it so it's fully self-funded now. thanks to people like Barry Coleman, you know, he's provided all the kits, etc. We've had fantastic support from all the players' sponsors, the ball sponsors, you name it, we can get it sponsored. So at the end of the day, it will continue at this club as long as I'm ever here. The structure of this is, basically, I'm the director overseeing it. I don't pick the players, so if you see me talking to a player, they're not a favourite, I'm just having a chat with them. I'm making sure the finances are right, that everything's run properly, that people are in place when they're meant to be in place. There will be some rollickings and that, some fallouts along the way, but we'll get there. Mark Hawkins is helping me along with that. He's run a successful football team in Mansfield for a number of years. He knows all the lads at this age group at present, and he'll be looking for players in future years. The other person involved there, Mark Henning-Gray, he's our head coach. Doing the coaching during the day, along with Mark Link, his assistant. They've got the coaching badges. We're going to put Mark Link through to his UEFA A eventually. He's got the UEFA B at the moment. And on the end there, Kev Hornsby, you know, chest of the field mouse, shall we say. He's our fitness coach. I mean, this is how it works. Mark Hawkins is paying for it out of his own pocket. You know, that's the way we are now. You know, we'll put in towards it the supporters groups, you know, the sponsors from the club, etc., etc., so we can't go wrong. We've got some good lads here at present. We do believe we've got a good crop here, and we'll get a few come through from there. There'll be trials and tribulations along the way, like I say, but that is football. These lads know that. Richie's learning that now in football, aren't you, mate? You know, it's not all hunky-dory, but there you go. And I'll pass over to Chris now. That's the structure of the new youth academy.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Personally, thank everybody for coming. It's much appreciated. I'd like to thank Richie as well. I think it's took him 2.5 hours to get here, and I appreciate him coming. And thanks to Tom Naylor as well. I'm a little bit disappointed that there's not more of them here. If I ever bump into them, I'll give them a piece of my mind. Just going on to the lads, there's nothing much I can say really. I said it in the meeting to the parents. A great bunch of lads. The last 2 weeks they've worked really hard. Kev, the gentleman to my right, has put them through the paces. They've responded tremendously. Couldn't have asked more of them. Attitude, everything. So they've done really well. Just hand you over to Mark Link.
Well, to start with, I'm the quiet one, so I've been told. My time will come when we start doing the actual sessions. We learnt a lot from Kev, doing the fitness side of it, as well with Mark, on the managing side of it as well. A couple of things I've enjoyed mostly about pre-season is, one, I'm not taking part, and two, how the lads have come together. They didn't really know each other, most of them didn't anyway. They've had 2 weeks, and straight away, the people that knew each other to start with, they're joining the other people in as well, the other lads that didn't know anybody, and it is a great, I've really enjoyed my time. Again, it's only been 2 weeks. Hopefully it's only going to get better for the rest of the season. So thank you for coming.
Okay. All right. Thanks, gentlemen. Right, we're going to start now by introducing the lads themselves, the 23 lads that are on Mansfield Town's Youth Academy. The first thing I want to do is, there's a couple of them volunteered to say a few words, so I want those two lads to come forward if they can. Kieran Kaup and Job Shaw, if you want to come forward. This is your first ever interview, lads. Grab that microphone, Mark, please. Just bring it, pass it down. Right, lads. If you want to pass the mic to each other as I ask the questions. First question I've got for both of you is, How have you found the training the first couple of weeks in preparation for the games? Do you want to start off, Kieran?
Very hard. Coach for his paces, like Mark said. We'll try his hardest. We're all playing for a place, aren't we, really? Very competitive. Just keep on going from there, really.
Good stuff. Joe?
Yeah, we all seem to be mingling well and enjoying it, so as long as we keep training with a smile on our face, we're all happy, aren't we?
Great stuff. So, your first game is on Saturday, I believe. A friendly against Matlock Town at Rainworth. 2 o'clock kick-off, guys. You've got nothing to do on Saturday, and you want to go and watch the Academy lads against Matlock Town, then it's at Rainworth, 2 o'clock kick-off, so by all means pop along and give them your support. So, how do you think that's going to go?
We're going to win. We're Mansfield. We're here to win.
I think Kieran said it all there. Now, you saw some footage there of the lads walking out at Wembley in the FA Trophy final. You saw some footage of Liam Lawrence scoring some great goals for Stags. We all enjoyed the one at Chesterfield, of course. What's your aspirations as young players as far as playing for Mansfield Town is concerned?
Well, hopefully we're playing to get into the first team and make it to the highest level as we can, really.
Same as Ray says. We're all here to work hard and going to the first team. We're going to be looking to push them, really. We're going to be looking to push them to their places, really. That's what I'm trying to say.
Great stuff, great stuff. Anna, one thing that's for sure, and Richie and Tom will certainly agree with me here, to be a professional footballer takes a lot of hard work and dedication and, you know, no ale lads and things like that. Are you willing to put in the hard yards to reach that goal of being a professional footballer?
You've got to, haven't you? That's the whole point of playing football. You've got to push hard, train hard, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags bullshit.
Come on, Joe, follow that, mate, follow that.
You've got to show yourself to make it out of the game and want it more than the other team, don't you, to achieve high things.
Excellent. It's not been the longest interview, it's been the first ever, but certainly, I think, certainly the 2 lads' refreshing attitude towards the Academy and what they're looking to achieve. So if we can give Joe and Kieran a round of applause. Lads, I've not got you in any particular order, but if you want to just stand up and come forward and introduce yourself to the audience tonight. We've already had Kieran and Joe. Next person on the list is Ollie Medley. Come on, Ollie, up we get. And Jason Gregory. Liam Martin. Travis Munn. Ashley Jacobs. Dean Robinson. Well done, Dean. Okay, lads, if you lads want to go and sit down now, then we'll introduce the next group. The next one is Adam Soames. Lewis Chambers. Joe Flint. Danny Williams. Callum Pursglove. Jan Jankovic. Not here, okay. Alright, lads, well done. Thank you very much. If you want to go have a seat again. Matt Harris. Joel Holland. Blake Vincent. Danny Bark. Jordan Willems. Jack Hawkins. Clayton Brown. Ben Horsley. And last but by no means least, Scott Rogers. So everyone here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the class of 2011 Mansfield Town's Football Academy. I think it goes without saying, we're going to wish them all the best. And we hope that out of one of these group of 23 lads, we do get an Alex John Baptiste.
Ben Horsley.
It'd be nice if we got a dozen, wouldn't it? But I'm sure they're going to work very hard, and if we can give them all, the class of 2011, a really big round of applause. Right, we're going to have now about a 15-20 minute break where we perhaps grab our pint of peas or whatever.
They're doing a lot of interviews now. Are they? Yeah, they've done. I've got the ones that they've already done. So they're doing nail after. Obviously introduced all the youth players as well.
Is that a fall again? Phil's in
Dark, isn't it? Yeah.
He's on a seizure.
There's no lights in it, no natural light.
Okay, now, obviously, these young lads are new to this game of professional football and all the requirements that go with it. And one of the people who's making them work hard in their preparation is a guy called Kev Hornsby. Kev, if you want to come forward and just grab this mic. I think Kev just wants to run through, for as much as the parents benefit as anything, the sort of sacrifices, if that's the word, that these youngsters will need to make to succeed professionally. So Kev, over to you.
Good evening to everybody. I've been very fortunate over the last 12 years to work at quite a few professional football clubs. In the last 2 years, I've been working with a stalwart at Mansfield Town, Bobby Hassel, up at Barnsley. I worked as a fitness coach, master rehabilitator. And what I will say is that even though they're professional guys earning a lot of money a week, got a bunch of guys here that are doing it just for the love of it, and their attitude, the dedication and the discipline that they've shown has been outstanding. And I know we've had chats along the way, and they've worked very, very hard. We've done some tests upon them, just to see what fitness levels they are at the moment and what they can attain as the weeks and months go by. And those tests have come out very well. It is also an academic side to the scholarship here, and the test is all part of the data for the learning side of the whole academy part. And we've done things just to find out on their aerobic capacity and their endurance levels, and we're hoping to do some functional movement tests which will show if there is any a muscle imbalance that they could have. And as the pros find out, when you've got a muscle imbalance, that's when you've got a tendency to have a recurring injury. So if we can identify these imbalances in these lads at this time, we're very fortunate that through Steve and Mark and everybody else associated with the club, that there's a membership down at Fitness First. So we can find out if there is an imbalance or what specific sessions we can do for the lads to hopefully eliminate those imbalances and also help them get a profile to the highest level possible. And if they don't make it as professional footballers, it's always good standing for their health and well-being. As parents, I'm sure that you've been running ice baths for them. Yeah? Okay, basically what it is, there's 5 stages of rehabilitation after a training session and a match. Physiotherapy is the first one if they're unfortunately injured. The second one is a cool down that they'll do with the 2 marks. The third one is a protein supplement drink. 4th is massage. And the 5th one is the ice bath. It's a horrible thing to get in, but it does work. These lads, on the 3 days last week and the 2 days this week, have worked extremely hard and put the body on the line. And I commend them all for that, because I am a taskmaster. I do shout. I've got no personality. I don't tell any jokes. Do I? So, but what they've done is they've took it on board, and it's been new to them, like we're saying, but they've been absolutely fantastic. So from me to you guys, I'll say thank you, and I hope that this is a journey that will go all the way.
Right, thank you, Kev. What we're going to do now is interview a young man who, as you know, became a very prominent member of our first team in the second half of last season. He came through the youth setup here at Field Mill before we had to cut it for financial reasons. Thankfully, those financial reasons are no longer a barrier to us reintroducing the academy this season, which is, I think, a fantastic thing. So, Tom, if you want to grab that mic, we'll run through a few things with you, mate. First things first, I noticed after Tuesday you picked up a bit of a knock at Nunning. How is that? How is things?
It's quite a sort of thing. I did it in the first 10 minutes of the game on Tuesday night, and I went for a bouncing ball, and it just popped in my leg. And it's one of the things like early days, so hopefully I'll be back in about 2 weeks' time.
So, with a little bit of luck, you'll definitely be available for the opening fixtures of the season in August.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, that's my aim, really. It's only like a week and a half, 4 weeks away from the start of the season, so I should be back in 2 weeks' time, I think.
Great stuff. We saw a little bit of footage of you playing on that famous turf at Wembley. Just reflections on that. How did you find the day? Did it pass you by quickly? Was it a great day out? I know we were all a little bit gutted at the end there, but how did you find the day?
Yeah, it was a great day out. Obviously, playing at one of the best stadiums in the world, and in front of like 25,000 fans is unbelievable, really. Yeah, it was a great day out, and the Friday was a good day out. We went to Wembley to have a look around after pre-Wembley. We looked around the change rooms, we looked around the stadium, and it was just a great feeling. And the bus journey to the ground is unbelievable as well. So, yeah, it's very good.
And it must have been really well, fantastic to see almost 15,000 Stags fans sat in that end there. I thought that was a great effort from everyone who supports the club for us to sell 15,000 tickets for that game, and that must have been really pleasing to see that level of support.
Yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like when you, one of the best feelings I had when I went out in for the warm up, and the crowd going wild, and it's unbelievable, really. But yeah, unfortunately we lost the game, but it was a great day out for the fans, for the players, and hopefully good next season.
Great stuff. Now, you've almost been there, sat in that seat, I suppose. Not that many years ago, I suppose, as well. If you could explain to the lads what sort of discipline and what sort of things that you need to do you had to do as an individual to get yourself A, into a professional contract, and B, I know that you spent a bit of time out on loan at Alfreton, and then when you came back here, you were given that opportunity in the team and took it with both hands. What sort of things do these lads need to be doing to try and live that dream that you're living right now?
Every training session really, full time now. So every day, just take it as it comes. Work hard, listen to your managers every day, and just try and work in that first team. It's hard, it's very hard, but if your hard work pays off, and hopefully you will get in the first team, and if it does happen, then it's a bonus.
I can remember interviewing you after a man of the match performance on one of the games last season, and everyone in the Kevin Bird suite that night said how comfortable you looked as a central defender in the standard that we were playing in the conference. What's your ambitions? What's your aspirations as a player? Obviously, we're all hoping and praying that this season is the season we challenge to get back into the Football League. But what's your personal aspirations?
Well, every player wants to play higher you can. So I'll play week in, week out, work hard, die for the cause, for Mansfield Town, and whatever happens in the next few years, and it happens. But I'm playing for Mansfield Town, and work hard for them, and then hopefully by 22, 23, if we get a move or whatever happens, and I've done a bit for Mansfield Town, and hopefully I earn the bank for it.
Well done, Tom.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Now, although Wembley was only 2 months ago, or even less than that. It's about 2 months ago, sorry. A lot's changed here at Field Mill in that short space of time. There's a lot of players gone out, quite a few retained, and a lot of players come in. How's that going? How's that mix of old and new, as far as the first team squad and the training? How's that going with the new manager as well?
Yeah, it's going good. It's always hard, really, when you bring new players in and get everyone to gel. But yeah, it's just going alright. The new gaffer's good. Mickey Moore's great to talk to. You listen to him and he knows his stuff. That's why you brought him to the club. So yeah, everyone's gelling at the minute. We've had a game on Tuesday night. Everyone's gelling like I said. So over the next few weeks is like the main thing. So start the season off well, and then see what happens.
Okay. One bit of news I can give you is that the reason Paul Cox can't be with us tonight is that he's literally trying to chase a player and get a signature in, literally as we speak. So that's the reason Paul's not here tonight. Competition for places. It's going to be pretty fierce this year. Presumably all the lads are up and fighting for that new yellow and amber. Sorry, yellow and blue shirt.
Yeah, definitely. Every training session, like I say, everyone's fighting for the players. Everyone's trying to impress a new gaffer. So yeah, it's always good when everyone's fighting for the players. I'm fighting for my play because I don't know if I'm going to play my spot. So everyone's fighting for it, and if you're in that squad, if you're in that team at the start of the season, it's always a good feeling.
Okay, so let's wind the clock forward then to that opening game against Gateshead. Bath, sorry, apologise. Not leaving my back trial very well tonight. Against Bath, what do you think we've got a realistic chance of really making that step up and getting into that challenge for the playoffs, or even better for that top spot?
Yeah, of course we have. We've got the right the backing by the board, Steve Barker and the chairman and Saunders. So yeah, we've got the great belief to go the way. The playoffs is like a main aim, but if you get to automatics as well, that's a bonus. So yeah, it's a good start. If we beat Bath, we beat Gateshead, and then we've got Braintree, I think, and then if we beat them 3, and that's a great start to the season.
Good stuff. As always, Tom has been honest in his answers. We all know this lad is going to be a great player in the future. That's why this academy has been launched, to provide us with other great players for the future. So if everyone could give Tom a really big round of applause. Okay, well, I mentioned Barry and his kind sponsorship of the Academy this year. Another sponsor for the Academy this year, because they're using Forest Town Welfare as their training ground, and that's cost them quite a bit of money. And as always, the Stag Supporters Association, who are fantastic supporters of Mansfield Town, not just verbally and vocally, but also with finance year in, year out. And they have agreed to cover the costs of the pitch at Forest Town. It's going to cost £3,850 for the year, and the SSA have kindly agreed to sponsor that for the full amount. So a big round of applause as always for Stag Supporters. Do I invite Keith Crouch and Paul Taylor, who's going to make the presentation to Steve.
So as you can see, this is what it's all about. The fans are pulling together as well. The whole club's pulling together, and we'd like to thank the SSA very much for their. It's not really a contribution, is it? It's paying for the whole thing. I mean, like we say, Barry's paid for all the kits. These guys are paying for the sponsorship of the ground. So what more can we ask for? Thanks very much.
Thank you. I would like to say a big thank you to every single member of the Stag Supporters Association who pay the dues week in, week out, whether they're blue or amber members. You do a fantastic job for Mansfield Town, so a big thank you on our behalf. Thank you very much. Right, okay, let's move on. We've got a couple of shirts to auction off, I believe, Steve, is that right? So if anybody fancies some shirts. First one we've got is Richie Barker's shirt from when he was here, signed by Richie.
He's just passed this over tonight. I know it looks a bit bedraggled, but that's because he actually wore it. It's from a few years ago. You should be able to remember year. What year was that one? Roughly. Now,
2007, I reckon.
2006. 2006, 2007.
1963.
1963. Yeah, there you go. So I'll hand this over to Chris and see where you go with it.
Steve, that's a bid.
What's that? A bid? Sold to the guy there.
Go on, who's going to give me a tenner for this Richie Barker shirt, please? Thank you. 15. Thank you. 20.
Yeah.
Great stuff. 25. I've got 20 quid. Anybody got 25 quid? Thank you. 30 quid.
Yeah.
Thank you. 35.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. Remember, all proceeds from these two shirts tonight will go directly into the Academy funds. I've got 35 quid. Anyone going to give me 40, please? Thank you. 45 for this signed Richie Barker shirt. 45. Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir. 50. Anybody got 50 quid? Thank you. 55. 60. 70. We've got 60. I want 70. Come on. Thank you. His missus has just had a heart attack. 80. Who's got 80 quid for this Richie Barker shirt? Cheers. 90. A steady century. Anybody got 100 quid? I've got £90 from Darren, I think it is. It's going once.
100.
There's a ton.
Come on, Andy, rattling. Come on.
110.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Darren from Blast Line there joining in 110. Come on.
125. 125.
If you take the name off the front, I'll give you a bit more.
Point made, yeah.
You can cover it all right, the same as that.
110 I've got. It's going once.
125.
125. I want 150 now, folks. Done. 150 I've got. 175. 150 is going once. It's going twice. 175, excellent.
That beer is really good at this bar tonight.
It is excellent. £200. Yes, okay. 225.
Go on, Andy, you coward. Come on.
That's not me saying that, by the way. 225. 250. Like it. Has anybody got 300?
Yes, I have.
300 sheets, yeah, okay. It's going once. It's going twice. 325. Like it. 350, anybody? It's going once. 350. 375, anybody? 400. I've got 400 quid for this Richie Barker shirt, which is excellent.
You can see we've got a very competitive boardroom.
It's going once. It's going twice.
Make sure he pays cash.
And it's yours for 400 quid. That's a really... That's a really kind donation, mate. Thank you very much. The next shirt I've got for you is Tom's. Tom's shirt. And it's a big thing. He might not have actually worn this on the pitch equipment, but he certainly wore it in the events leading up to it. It's got the FA Carlsberg trophy on it. It's signed by Tom Naylor, and it's got the respect thing and the FA Carlsberg trophy sleeves. Okay. Anybody got a tenner? We'll go through the same process. Thank you. 15. Thank you. 20. I've got 15 quid. Anybody got 20? Thank you. 25. 30. 35. 40. Darren, you've got it. 45. 45 I've got. 50. 60. Someone put that on the other side there? No? I've got 50, I want 60. Anybody got 60 quid?
Yeah, okay, Chris.
60, thank you. 70. Thank you. 80. For this Tom Naylor signed shirt. Thank you.
We can personalise it. If anybody wants it personalised, we've got Tom in.
90. Got £80 at the moment. 90, anybody? Thank you, Mark. Tom.
The Mark's thing, yeah.
125. 150. One. Yes, got it, mate. Thank you. Thanks, Darren. 175. Thank you. 200. 175. It's going once. It's going twice. Mark, thank you very much. You've won that shit for £175. Well, that wasn't bad, was it? We raised 575 quid in the space of about 3 minutes, so that's not too bad. Right, I've got a few announcements for you to finish off the evening. Firstly, the Mansfield Lottery. I know this has been sort of held back for a while, but it now will definitely be launched at the open day on Sunday here at Field Mill. So, Mansfield Lottery, a big thank you to Mansfield Mobility who have sponsored that. So Gary, thank you very much for your kind sponsorship of the Mansfield Lottery. So that is being launched this Sunday. As you all know, there will be an open day on Sunday. There's lots of stalls and things for you to do. Chance to meet Paul Cox and the players down here on Sunday. So come and join us on Sunday morning and get involved. So it should be a great day here at Field Mill. Hopefully the weather will be kind to us. So that's this Sunday. Paul Ryan has asked me to talk about the commercial brochure on mansfieldtown.net. If ever you want to have a look at what we're doing commercially here at Field Mill, have a look at that commercial brochure that now exists. You can download it if you wish. That's at mansfieldtown.net. If ever you want a game here in the Kevin Bird suite, in our hospitality suite for match days, then by all means come and join us. It's a great experience. We're trying to jazz it up a little bit this year with more interviews and more things to do. So we're certainly going to try and achieve that. Paul's the man to see, or Darren's the man to see for that. If you want to book yourself into any of the games coming up, then do so. It's a great day and you'll enjoy it. So book yourself in for a hospitality day here in the KBS on match days. The other thing I've got for you is that one of the sports groups, Blesley Stags, they've got a bit of an open day as well on the 23rd of July. It's an Elvis day, the Elvis impersonator. But there's lots of other things happening as well. It's at the Nag's Head Public House in Blesley on Saturday the 23rd of July. Things will start up about 5 p.m. in the afternoon and run through to sort of closing time at 11. Elvis will be on a couple of times. £5 a ticket or £6 if you want to pay on the day. So there's a few flyers knocking about on the tables. I've not got anything else really, apart from to say a really big thank you. I think Steve's got something for you.
Nobody's seen this shirt before. Obviously, we've got Green King main sponsor on his own shirts with lads. The away blue one, we're not allowed to play in that through league regulations. So we've got a special one that our main sponsor, we've got his name on front, and I'll show you what it's like. What we're going to do is a big thank you to Barry. Obviously, you know, we need to hold on to the shirts we've got, but we'll get every lad in the academy to sign a shirt for him so he can like frame it up and maybe put it up in here for us somewhere. But, you know, Chris has done a fantastic job for us tonight. We thank you all very much for coming in. Just keep supporting the club and the academy as well. So thanks very much and good night.
Thank you.